Hello, everybody. What's going on? Hey, this is Rob D. Joining me is Brandon. Brandon, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
This is the exclusive PowerPrints update. I'm only going to post this here on the PowerPrints feed because I don't like typing. I type 90 minutes a day when I'm writing Game Cave, and I get gnarled knuckles. Then I go for a walk. I don't want to type. I don't even like typing emails. Brandon, you receive texts from me all day, right?
Oh, yes.
And you know that I don't type them. I use the voice to dialogue, right? So
Yes.
they're riddled with typos.
Oh, it's sometimes I have a fun game of just trying to figure out what the hell you're trying to say to me.
Yeah.
It's almost like a foreign language. I'm like, I understand that word, and maybe that word, and I just piece it together.
And I look at it and I see that's definitely broke. I don't care. So,
Nope.
but that's how we do things around here in the Sketch Cave. So I wanted to update you on what's going on with PowerPrints, why things are taking so long. So here's the thing. First, I'm going to show you what I have been working on. So you can see, oh, the Darksiders right here. This is War. Look how fucking detailed this guy is. Also, my own version of the armor. I will be putting the more classical version of War down here as a plushie with Fury. But I wanted to definitely do like my own version. But look at all this fucking nonsense. It's pretty crazy, right?
Hmm.
But people are probably wondering, Rob, how long does it take to draw one figure? And a guy like this, probably about 2 or 3 days, full drawing.
Yep.
Why? Because I'm not fast. And I'm doing character design as I make this guy up. Unfortunately, that's not why things have been taking a while. What things have been taking a while is I got hired in December to do some contract work for a company called Toys for Bob. Toys for Bob. So Toys for Bob just announced the game I've been working on. And I will
Woo-hoo.
show you right now, folks, so you can see. Um, it is called, let me drag this right over here. Spyro Reignited comes out September
Ooh,
25th.
yeah.
I've been working on concept art. All the characters from the original game have to be redesigned. I did not seek this work out. I was in the middle of PowerPrints, and I was like, hey, let's go add more work onto my fucking table. Like, I know, that's what I'll do. But here's the thing. Because of all the work I've been doing with PowerPrints, let me come back to the main camera here. Because of all the work I've been doing with PowerPrints over the past 18 months or so, it worked, folks. Like I tried to tell you guys when I first pitched this thing, I didn't want to do another print Kickstarter because of the trouble I got into with the two previous ones that weren't
Right.
right with Josh and all that stuff. And I got them out and I did it. But here's the thing: after I completed those PowerPrints, and then I went and got a teacher job, and then they laid me off because the economy. I started going to job interviews, and for some reason, just my art wasn't clicking. It wasn't getting me the kind of response I needed, right?
Hmm.
So I had two options: one, go get a job at a hotel or Uber, or somewhere where I wouldn't care, like I have,
Right.
or like in a hotel where someplace I can get a discount next time I go somewhere. That was like the option. So I was like, where can I benefit myself? Uh,
Right.
or improve the art in some way to gain more work opportunities. And so when I did the PowerPrints, that was really the whole goal, to change my portfolio. This is what I was saying from the beginning. Unfortunately, I went overboard and I did too many stretch goals. I think I've said this plenty of times, folks. I'm
Yes.
aware. We're all aware I took on too much work. I think right after the beginning, people are like, how are you going to get this all done in 6 months? I'm like, might take a year. Whew. It did not, and we have had other things happen, right? Like
Right.
my mom and dad both passed away, and then I had to move states and everything else. But while I've been here, a few things have happened because of PowerPrints. Okay, got the Game Informer cover, got all those Transformers work at IDW, which long term didn't really pan out the way I'd hoped it would. But hey, it gave me some official Transformers work that might come back to help me one day. What else did it do? Oh, it also got me my first real paid concept art gig in video games, Spyro. And I've been doing this since December. I had contracted 30 hours a week, but I think what people need to understand is they came over. They asked me because they like the way I reinterpret characters, but managed to maintain the theme, which was the point of all this stuff. Like folks, if I just wanted to trace over pictures of Joe Mad's art and kick you a print, that'd be one thing, right? Like, which I don't know if you've noticed, Brandon. There's a lot of artists out there that just redraw stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
just redraw it and put their fucking name on it. So the goal has always been to give you my interpretation of the character, but make it also feel authentic and have all the extra frills and layers and stuff. So they love that, but they have their own levels of rendering that they need for production. Okay, characters have to be fully developed and drawn three-dimensionally. I can't show you any of the art. I can't show you anything I've been working on. I'm under NDA for all that. They will release assets as they release them. But that has required me to put in way more hours than I'm being paid to do. But that's because I don't know. It's not that I don't know how to do what they do. It's that everyone on the team's been doing what they do for years. Right. I've been over here doing Rob shit, right? And Rob stuff is somewhere between comic books and magazines and T-shirts, and I'm in a weird place. So that 30 hours a week turned into 80 plus hours a week. And since January, and right around beginning of March, I'd say I hit burnout. Right, Brandon? Like, just right into the fucking wall, you know? So I still have stuff to do. Burnout or not, like
you still gotta keep working. Like, yeah, you can't just, it doesn't matter.
I still gotta keep working. I slept. So what I started doing was I had to turn in the Spire stuff. There's a time window, right? They have a limited amount of time that they can pay and be part of the team. So I need to work in that window. So they come first, then sleep, then exercise, then time with the wife, and then after that, whatever else I can do, which is what I've been working on the war. So I will be able to get back to war sometime this week or next week, and then I can move forward. How long will it take me to do this, and then the X-Men and the 3 remaining? I got this one, the X-Men, and 3 remaining Power Prints to do. I don't know. Sometime this year, okay? And then I'm going to be done with Power Prints for a long time, all right? My goal long-term is to only do 4 crazy prints a year, because I'm working also with the Megavisions magazine. I've been doing their covers for about a year and a half now. They've been doing their book about a year, a little over a year and a half. Little over, yeah, around there, little over a year. And they're getting ready to go into season 2, issues 7 through 15 or 14 or wherever that is. And I'm taking over art direction duties. So as I'm doing that, I'm doing Game Cave, which is my own fictional game magazine. So the prints will go for Game Cave, and then my cover art, my art direction goes for Megavisions, which means the only thing I want to do in between there is freelance and commissions. That's it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not doing 30, 40 fucking prints ever again. You know, like that's like it's not happening. It might not happen for the next 10 years when you add them all up. But since the people, the backers, you backers that picked the stretch goals have been waiting, I want to make certain that what you get is worth the fucking wait. Like I don't know how much. I had a backer. He was asking me, it was like a month ago, he sent me a text and he was like, he's like, hey man, I just would like a refund. And I'm like, first off, you need to understand, I'm not Amazon, you know, like I get you guys bought some stuff, you know, but you commissioned me to go make art. I've only saved the amount of money it's going to take to print and ship prints. Okay, anything else, I think I raised like a little over $7,000. So I saved the amount of money, it's in my business account, okay, to print and ship. The remaining funds I used up a year ago. Like, I don't know how you guys understand how this works, but $7,000, you can't live off that for 2 years. You know, like I didn't expect this to take that long. I'm not impressed. I even told him, I said, I kind of vented a little too honestly to the message. I was like, hey, so you know, I have nightmares about this stuff. And that's God's honest truth. I only have nightmares in my life concerning 3 things. One, I'm still stuck in the Army. You know, like I liked parts of the Army, but my time in the Army was not fun for me. So still stuck in the Army. still stuck in high school or no, college at an art institute, right? Or I'm fucking stressing about trying to get this finished in Game Cave. And the way I was able to manage to blend the two was all these prints you guys picked are going into Game Cave. So like I'm able, like in my mind, I'm technically working on 2 projects at once, essentially. Those people have been waiting longer than you guys. So, and that's only because of the Josh thing. So I got myself into trouble picking too many stretch goals. I get it. But I'm not I can't refund anything without dipping into my savings, and I don't have any savings left. I mean, that's the fact of the matter is I spent all my savings fixing Josh's 2-3
Right.
power prints plus everything else. Like I spent over 20 grand, folks, of my own savings fixing the stuff that he broke. You know, like I know you guys don't know about that story too much, but I hate to get into it, but I did a Kickstarter a long time ago. And Josh never shipped. Josh was a business partner of mine that I've been doing work with for several years. And he did not ship anything and didn't tell me. And then he ran other power prints without my fucking knowledge, ran them on Indiegogo. He did a Kickstarter or 2 without my, you know, it's crazy. It was like he racked up 30-40 grand in Kickstarter funds and shipped nothing. Yeah. Kept all the money. So I had to fucking spend my own savings just to print stuff, you know, and it cost me about 20 and ship it, and it cost me 20 grand. And not to mention the clusterfuck of untying the orders, because they were all mixed match prints, and I don't think you guys should have seen the spreadsheet. That was crazy. So I didn't do a power prints for about a year. I didn't even want to do this one. But my wife said, either you do a power print or you get a job. Got to produce some funds. And I couldn't get artwork because here's the thing. People only, how do I say this, Brandon? People generally only hire you after you've done something cool. They don't hire you based on what you could do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like the Spyro guys, if I hadn't been doing all this game art and doing my own versions of characters and putting in all this extra Easter egg stuff, that's another thing too. Like all the extra stuff. When I put in extra plushies and game controllers and cases, people go, well, Rob, you're taking like way too long for adding all that stuff. It doesn't need to be that detailed. But when people that understand the property see that stuff, they know that I know something about that property. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They know that I understand. I get that. They see me put in things that go, oh, like 3 fucking people are going to get. And what I've been hoping is one of those people is someone who can fucking hire Rob. So, and it's just been this gamble, folks, to like try to, you know, change my life through this project for the better, you know. Time is the only thing. I can't control. I can't go back and, if I could go back and take back the stretch goals, right, and I'd be done by now. And that's that. Have I done any Kickstarters since this Kickstarter, Brandon?
No.
No. Done none, folks. Not an art book, not for commissions, not nothing. You know? So, like, but that's it. If you all want to see my progress regularly, I have to stress this. I know no one wants to go. But I have an Instagram. And on this Instagram, if you look, here's me making, I call it 60-second podcast. This is where I actually, as I'm working, even on the war.
60-second podcast.
60-second
Check out his Darksiders. Whoosh, whoosh.
Boom. Hey, so right now I'm designing the shoulder pad. See, I do this for the whole pieces, folks. I don't post this stuff in the Kickstarter because, one, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kickstarter doesn't really update you very well. Brandon, you've backed a few things on Kickstarter, right?
Right.
What's your experience with Kickstarter updates? Just even seeing the ones they post.
It's not great. I get to the point where I just get frustrated, and I'll go to the people's Instagram or Twitter to get updates, and then that's a lot easier for me than trying to get updates and the emails from the Kickstarter. It's just a pain in the ass. So I just end up going to people's Instagram, and then when they post a story or say, hey, this is the update, I'm like, oh, that's so much easier for me.
Yeah, so I post a update regularly through the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then we've been storing these 60-second podcasts on the YouTube channel. So the Darksiders ones aren't in there yet, but there is a playlist right here. Hold on, let me open this up. So this is the YouTube channel right here. You go to sketchcraft.net, will take you right there. there's a playlist, a 60-second podcast playlist. Okay. And you know what? It probably didn't even show the Instagram. So I'm going to go back. You can see the Instagram, folks. Here's the Instagram, just in case I forgot to stream that. So this is all the current work I've been doing. But you can see here's War. Here's 60-second podcast right here. Tons of stuff, folks. There's all the Megavision stuff I've been doing. You know, and so we store these progresses right here in the 60-second podcast playlist. And they're per project in parts. So if you want to see all the stuff I've been working on and everything else, right there. So how I devote time to this particular project for PowerPrints is right now, it's like 3 to 4 hours a day, unless it isn't. So then I move it to the weekends. So right now, nothing is getting done but freelance work because I'm at the tail end of production. And when the money runs out, I think the money runs out this week, they have to be done, you know, and that's that. And it's not, I don't know how to say this, folks. When you get hired to a contract, when you get concept art work, they're not, I'm not on salary. It's not a salary. You're not working forever. What game are we working on next? It's like a movie. They make the movie, then the crews go away. And then the crews come back. Except there's no union, so in this case, so you just got to hope that art directors remember you. That's basically it, folks. They got to remember me. How do they remember me? I post all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And I think some people was asking me because they saw me selling prints of some of the stuff. Like, are you sell prints? Yes, it's called shopsketchcraft.com, and I do sell 3 or 4 prints of whatever I'm doing at a time because something has to pay for my coffee. Something has to pay for art supplies, right? So that's what I do. I don't make a lot of money off prints, folks. The only time I make money off prints is with the power prints, these bulk things that I then go and purchase 5,000 prints at a time and then sit in a room right over there and organize everything and ship the shit. So it's fucking ridiculous. Matter of fact, I've had so little time to do anything. That room over there where I pack everything ain't even set up, and I moved here in September. It's still in boxes, the whole thing. My wife loves to remind me, when are you gonna pick up your room? And I'm like, you know, I don't.
You end up sleeping in your art room most of the time. You wake up, you make art, then you fall asleep on the little futon or whatever you got, and then you're back to making art. It's not like you are going anywhere.
Right next. Check this out. Check this out, Brandon. Here's how right you are. This upstairs is a semi-finished attic. It's not a full second flight of stairs. It literally is an upstairs cave. I have my own bathroom and shower. I have my own guest bedroom. I'm up here 16 hours a day. At least 5 days a week. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to most people, they call that torture. You know, like that. People can't live like that. You know, I can because I'm not normal, right? like my father left me. I don't know how to describe how I grew up, but my father hated the heat and he moved to a place in the desert. And so what he did is he made sure all the windows were always closed. All the blinds were always closed. All the doors were always closed. It was always dark and the AC was on all day. So it was always 50 degrees in the house with no light. And I was not built like that. I needed to go outside. And if I went outside, he wasn't happy. He had me watering the lawn at nights because the lawn would dry up. And he wanted me to. So everything I did was at night. I was always indoors and at night. Unfortunately, I do have to get out for vitamin D because if I don't, I'll die. So Brandon, you've seen it's been very difficult the past year for me to walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in a good habit the past several years, but when I moved here and with everything else going on, I haven't been doing a great job with it. So now what I do is I get up around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I write for about an hour or 90 minutes, give or take, clean the kitchen, and I go for a walk for about an hour. I get literally 6,000 steps, almost to the dot. Come back in, make dinner, spend some time with the wife, and I'm back up here by 9:30. And I work straight through till 2:30 a.m. You know, that's every day. So I don't know what more to say other than sorry it's taking so long. I'm deeply sorry. Like, if there's any way I could get, if you guys could just be like, we'll pick something. If you just, here's the thing, folks. If you're tired of waiting, I've said this before, pick from anything that's already done, and I will ship it tomorrow.
Right.
All right, I'm not holding shipping ransom. Everyone who's picked from the things that are already complete, they've already received their stuff. They don't come in here and post, thank you.
Right.
I don't know, right, Brandon? I mean, you've shipped things. How many? They always like to go, oh, what's going on? What's going on? When they get it, do they ever take a photograph and say, this is awesome?
No. People ask me, hey, man, where's the stuff? And I'm like, oh, I'll get it to you. I send it out, and then I don't hear a word from them, ever. I start thinking, did it get to them? And then I have to message them, like, hey, you got it, right? Yeah, I got it like 2 weeks ago.
I have 120-something sales on my shopsketchcraft.com. I don't sell a lot of stuff on there, folks. I have 124 sales. Out of 120-something sales, only 14 people have left reviews. Ever. You understand how that works? Yeah. So everyone's gotten their shit. Only 14 of those people took the time. You know, and I remember someone asked me the other day, hey man, I got this stuff, this is great. I'm like, hey, leave a review. I don't really have the time. You know, I was like, you had the time to tell me thank you. Just say thank you on the review. You know, it helps, I think, you know.
We have feelings too.
But hey, you know, whatever. I get it, folks. I get it. Believe I have Kickstarters I backed, you know. Still waiting on stuff. You know. You're all gonna get it, you know, and I double check shipping info before I ship anything. So, you know, whatever. If I don't hear back within, you know, like a week or two, I send one more, and if not, then I just ship it to the address you sent me. So that's how it works out. Beyond that, I can't do anything for you. You have anything you want to add? I only had Brandon here because, well, why do I have Brandon here? Well, he's a good hype man, you know.
Yep. Woo woo.
And I mean, Brandon, am I lying? Look, if I'm lying and blowing any,
no, I think you bring me on because, I mean, besides your wife, I think I talk to you more than anybody. I would imagine it seems like that way. And I see all the shit you go through, and it's not like you're making excuses. You flat out tell people, hey, if you could have done things differently, art-wise, career-wise, you would have done it differently in a heartbeat. But you can't, and you're trying to make the best of the situations while also still having a future. You still need, past this Power Prince, you still need a future in art, which lately has been video game stuff. And, you know, that's what you love, and that's what you're doing. So it's not like you're jipping anybody. You pretty much, you're overstretched so far, and you're only one man. I mean, I know, you know, me and my wife, we help a little bit, but that's nothing compared to how much work you actually have in front of you. So
the stuff you're helping with is for post Power Prince and post Game King.
So it's not like you're getting any help.
Yeah, you're working on the future, which is visual novels and my webcomics and stuff. So,
and I mean, not to, I mean, you've called me and said, hey, man, I know you've told me and you've talked about it, but you've had bad dreams and nightmares of like, man, this overwhelmed with everything and the Kickstarter and everything. So it's not like you BS with that. It's like you really know it's a lot on your plate, which, you know, a lot of artists, they get a lot and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. But you're constantly working. And I think if people just see, you know, make sure you check the Instagram, check the Facebook, DeviantArt. You know, I try to update Rob's DeviantArt and YouTube page as much as I can, so you can see that he is still plugging away at all this. So it's up there, you know. So
yeah, I don't know what else to say. You know, then
it will be done, everyone. It will be.
And my promise, and I've said this a million times, I'm going to say it again. My promise, the lesson learned here from the future is I will never kickstart things where there's 30 fucking stretch goals, right? Like if I do something, it'll be like, hey, when we if we make the mark, you know, if we make an extra bit, I'll do like one extra thing. You know, hell, even 5. No, I wouldn't do 5 prints at this point, given how many fucking characters people want when I draw shit. It would be like one extra thing, you know, maybe like 1 or 2, and something everyone could get. You know, that's it. Like I can't control, you know, what I have done. I can only control what I will do. But yeah, folks, you know, like, it's a bummer. It was, I feel, I understand Han Solo with the price over your head thing, you know, like, you know, yeah. Every time I announce some little win, like, hey, I got this Game Informer cover, fans are like, wins a Power Prince, like, guys, I hear you, you know, like, don't, you know, and every time I do a cover, that's not like, how do I say it? It's like the Dragon Ball Z thing that I just did for Le Game magazine. That's 70 hours of my life.
Yeah.
That's 70 hours. It's not. If I was a digital painter, let me give you guys an example, right? Really quick. Because if you stuck with me this long, you're not going away.
Right. You might as well.
Yeah.
You're still on that.
So, like, case in point with War. If this were a digital paint thing, you know, like all loose and chalky, it's got that Warcraft paint. You know, it'd probably get done a lot faster. I'm not a painter. I paint weird, saucy things. But I'm not like an oil painter rendering light with form. I draw lines, man. Every one of these things is a line that's being drawn. You know how long that takes? It's why they don't do it anymore. Look, the reason why production art is all painted and has that like 3D paint look is because it's faster.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's better. Personally, here's my problem with it. Great for production because you can put all the pieces together and it looks like one thing. One person did it, right? The minute you start drawing things, you see people's personal hand. You see their personal way of illustrating. It starts to identify the artist more. And then things don't look, especially like in a video game or in a movie, they don't all look cohesive. It takes a lot more effort to get. That's why making a 2D animated Disney movies is way harder than making a CG one. Does that make sense, Brandon?
Yeah.
Because even though you have someone hand drawing the frames, then you have to have someone else take those hand drawn frames and tweak them to style guys so they all fit together. This is harder. It's way harder. But it's all I know how to do. I'm not that good, folks. I think that's what we have to say. I'm trying really hard to have a life doing this because it's this or Walmart or working at the movie theaters. I don't have a lot of transferable skills, folks. Like, you know, I only have this house because, you know, the VA.
I don't think you have the people skills to work at Walmart, Rob. Sorry.
The problem is though, I do empathize. That's why I can't work at Walmart. The one thing I always feel for, Brandon, is when they fucking trap me at the goddamn register.
Yeah.
5 minutes to get your stuff, 40 minutes at the register. You know, just they trap you at that fucking register, trying to ring out. When we have conversations, look at all the shit you bought. So, and look, I've tried everything I can with this to move it along. Like every print I've done has been a step towards better efficiencies. So that comes like the lasso tool, learning to color with the lasso tool, got the Final Fantasies done. Super, I could not have colored them the way I colored the Battletoads. When I colored the Battletoads, I hand drew all the shadows. Okay? Hand drawing shadows. Fucking took forever. Colored the Final Fantasies in the same time. It's both those prints. For Final Fantasy VII, it's 2 prints wide. I colored that in the same or less time as it took to color the Battletoads.
Right.
So, and then with this War thing, this has been a bunch of efficiencies as well. Like, one is being drawn at 300 DPI, which I usually do 600. All these lines you see here, these like extra little details, are done on stroke layers. So like you can see even here, see his little stitchings and stuff.
Right.
This is me painting white blobs, and then I stroke them to get these little extra lines. So I found ways to get extra details, like all these little ribbons here. You see these little like indents around this is actually a white blob with a black stroke. So I have found ways to make this more efficient. But I mean, like, I'm teaching myself this shit. Like, right. it's not like Rob from the future came back and was like, Morty, you know, we gotta Oblivious, you know, like I gotta like, so well, we're at the 30-minute mark. Brandon, is there anything you like to Any words of hope you can give these people? I mean, have I never not come through in the end?
No, I mean honestly, people, I waited one time 2 years for a commission from Rob because he was so backed up, and then once it came down to the time, but whatever. I waited 2 years for Rob to get a commission, and he was so. He had a lot of work ahead of him.
Hold on. Brandon's the only person I had to wait 2 years for commission. Why? Because GameFam wasn't paying me.
Right.
That was when I was working on GameFam, and I was supposed to make 5. I was told when I worked on GameFam, I've been working with Dave and them for 2 years at Play and comic books, and they'd always paid me. And when he asked me to be art director on GameFam, I was promised $5,000 a month. Okay.
Right.
Before taxes, but we know I would make $4,000 a month after taxes. Okay. You know how much I got paid that entire year? Less than $4,000 in San Diego, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's like 1 month's rent.
And Brandon wanted a piece that was like, it was it Saucy?
No, it was Daredevil and Bullseye fighting. But to just give you the benefit, Rob ended up giving me his Saucy Iron Man. I believe it was the painted Iron Man, which I'm looking at right now, which is above my art desk, and it's fucking beautiful. I mean, you paint different now, but at the time, how you painted was still insane. So I have this. It's funny too, because a lot of the shit you put on this Iron Man is now used in the new Avengers movie. But anyway,
you like that? You like how I see the future?
He's got the mech boosters on his back and the things that count the floating nano pieces. But yes. You came through and you said, "Hey, I can't finish it right now, but just like the backers, if you accept something that I have, you can have it right now." And I was like, "Well, I want that Iron Man." And you're like, "All right," which you easily could have sold for way more than I paid you for the commission. So I made out in the end, and I got this badass painting above my art desk. So,
and in my defense, at the time, I wasn't taking other commissions. I just didn't want to paint more. What happened was I hit a limit with what I could do with Saucy painting.
Right.
And by the time I got to your thing, I'm like, whatever I paint, it's gonna be fucked up. I just know I'm gonna do a horrible job at it.
You couldn't figure out yet how to paint 2 characters on one big Saucy without it being a mess.
A giant horrible mess. Yeah. Yeah. I know how to do it now, but
it's all about knowing your limits, and you learn from it, what you're doing now. So if anything, people, I just say stay strong. If you want something now, you can have it, but it's worth the wait. Just hold out.
It's hilarious.
Hashtag sketch strong. Hashtag sketch strong.
Sketch strong. He's like Lance Armstrong. What? We don't get
together.
It. You know. Yeah.
Hashtag sketch strong. I like that. I hope someone uses that on the Instagram. If you comment on one of Rob's things and say hashtag sketch strong, I will appreciate that.
Marble mouth here can't even say the words right.
It's been a long day.
So hey, thanks for hanging out, folks. 30-minute long podcast. This is enough time. I'm gonna get back to work. I gotta work on Spyro all night. This week is nothing but Spyro. I got a Sonic commission that I took because here's the thing, folks, too. Every now and then I have to take commission for one reason. I lose the talent if I don't continue to use it. So if I'm only working on digital prints, that means my painting knowledge and my color pencil knowledge go away. So I can get away with a month or two without doing something, but if I don't take a commission to do color pencil or watercolor, then I'm gonna forget how to do it. You know, and I can't afford to do that. I don't take the commissions because for the fucking money. That no commission has paid me. Matter of fact, so you guys know, nothing I've done since I stopped getting paid full time to do t-shirts has paid me what t-shirts used to pay me. You know, I just moved to a place where I could make. If I made $15,000 a year, I can do well. You know, and I mean, that wasn't easy, you know? So this is life. This is life. This is a learning process. But we're all going to get through it. You're going to get your stuff. and then I never have to fucking know. I'll tell you what's going to be after PowerPrints, right? What I'm going to do is take everything you see here. I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to make an art book because it would be stupid not to. And two, I'll probably do like another one of those digibooks or something where I show how I make all this stuff in a podcast. And those are two set. The digibooks thing is going to, Brandon will have to be on a podcast recording for 4 hours for what? We'll probably do like 8 books, something like that. So that'll be like another 8 or 10 hours of talking. And that'll take a couple months to put together. I'll get 2 more Kickstarters with this work out of it. And that, why would you do it, Rob? I'll tell you why. Because I have to ship Game Cave. Game Cave is going to cost Rob like $7,000 to print and ship. And because the funds from Game Cave got stolen years ago. And I have to conjure them up, and I'm not going to use my last of my life savings to do it. So this work I've taken on now, in a way, could cover that if the Kickstarters don't raise enough money to do it. But this is it. This is as real as it gets. I'm not flustered. I'm not throwing my coffee against the wall, folks. I'm not. I fucking why they wish they'd just go away. I'm not frustrated that you're frustrated. I just want you to know I'm on it. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know how long it'll take. It could take me another year. I don't plan on it. I don't want to live that way. I turned 40 this year. I'd like to hit my 40th birthday. Kickstarter solved. Like with the clean slate. But I cannot guarantee that a weird, rare opportunity would appear. And folks, if any of you got offered to work on a major AAA video game that looked as good as Spyro and it's Spyro or anything like that, and if I told you guys I turned it down to finish this shit, you would kill me. Right, Brandon?
Oh, yes.
I mean, how stupid could I be to say no? And believe me, here's a little secret, folks. I wanted to say no. Not that I didn't want to work on it. I didn't think it was a tremendous opportunity, but because I sat there, it's 2 a.m. My wife is literally trying to sleep, but I have to wake her up. Because, Brandon, you experience when I just call you in the middle of the night sometimes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't ask for a lot in return, but when I take, you feel. I'm like, can I just quit this opportunity? I don't have to take this, right? And she's like, look, you don't have to do it, But she demanded I sleep on it. It's the one rule we have in this house. We can't make any, after all my crazy Jerry Maguire-like decisions with my career, we've made the decision that the one rule we have in this house is any career decision has to be made on at least 24 hours of rest. So I can think it through with the clear conscious mind.
Yeah.
And so after sleeping on it and going for a walk and getting a low-carb granita from the human being, I get it with almond milk, by the way. It's very tasty. It's 15 carbs. I'm like, I would be I may only get to work on one game ever. With the way I draw and how I draw this, I mean, who else? I got to be a fucking moron. And the game looks amazing, folks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I saw this and I'm like, this looks amazing. I might actually be part of a winning team for once. So I just won. One time I won. And it's been all downhill since. So that's that. And they have another project starting up that may or may not, I don't know. And I've been asked to participate in that, and it's less time though, but we'll see. So I plan on getting back to Drawing War by Saturday at the latest, this Saturday. So that's what I plan on doing. What I'm going to do now,
everybody,
is post this fucking thing, and then I gotta go work on Spyro all fucking night. So that's the way it's going to be. Hopefully by tomorrow I can start doing Sonic stuff. So that's that. And if you guys are wondering, why is Rob still rambling? Because you've already stuck it out this far, folks. It's 40 minutes. Really, don't you have anything else to do? Like, I don't. So I mean, I do. I should be working on PowerPrints, but you know, I have to record this. By the way, if you're wondering, this is taking a long time. You should see how long it takes me to type this shit out. Brendan, you hung around once when I posted an update, right, on Kickstarter. A couple paragraphs and some images took almost an hour. That's no shit, because the Kickstarter update thing is a fucking nightmare to edit and to load, and you got it's a pain. So this is how long it would have took me to type out a little paragraph, and at least you can, you know, you all can hear that I'm being sincere. I can't tell when people type stuff how they feel. Like, I just project. When they go, I'm sorry it's taking too long, I hear, well, I'm sorry it's taking too long. You know, like, it's like I am Groot. I am Groot. Whoa, hey, whoa. Like, rude. So I should just start posting all my updates in Groot. You know, I am Groot, Groot, I am Groot. Like, that's about the end of it. So, unless Brandon, unless you want to draw the PowerPrints.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
We could always just ship the roughies, right? Everyone's cool with that? You want the roughies? If you want the roughies as a print, I'll ship that tomorrow. Brandon, we printed those roughies and took them to con. How many did we sell?
Good amount.
One.
People liked them.
Sold one.
Was it? I thought they liked it more than that.
They like it when it's with a finished product, because they can put the progress on.
Oh yeah, they like it side by side. Yeah.
So I'm still fucking stuck doing this no matter what. So I'm gonna get the Darksiders done sometime between now and Incredibles 2. I'm gonna start tracking my milestones by upcoming movie releases to give you a better idea when I expect it to be done. And then we're gonna go right into the X-Men pieces, which I know, Brandon, you're excited about because you actually want one of those fucking things, right? The Age of Apocalypse. If anybody here should know, also, Brandon bugs me more about that fucking Age of Apocalypse piece than any of you ever have. Like, Brandon is the biggest Age of Apocalypse guy. Am I right, Brandon?
Oh yeah, I fucking love Age of Apocalypse. I like it more than the regular X-Men universe. So
He really does. So, yeah, I gotta get to it. All right, folks, that's that. We're out of here. Brandon, tell everybody where they can find me working.
you can find Rob on Instagram, Twitter, DeviantArt, Facebook,
Sketchcraft.com.
ArtStation, Sketchcraft.com,
Sketchcraft.net.
or at Sketchcraft on all those things.
And I think I gotta go buy Sketchstrong.com. It's probably already taken. But
remember, everybody, #SketchStrong.
All right, everybody, I'm out here. Say peace.
Peace.